Well, I'm going to try to put in the driveway pipe for these two lots while it's not raining. They're actually a shared driveway. The county's requiring them because they don't have a lot of road frontage that it be a shared driveway. So one driveway will come in and then branch off to each different house lot. So let me get the grass stripped out. We'll put some pipe in. Alright, I got the ditch cleaned out. And I got the holes dug out for the bells on the pipe. Now I can just sit this in place. Always start on your downhill side. So if you don't dig a little hole out for the bell, if you'll see how, I think this is water pipe. Some of it doesn't have bells, but see how the end is raised up about 3 inches? Your pipe will look like a wet noodle if you don't recess the bells in. They do make a pipe that does not have bells, but this is not one of them. Like so. There's not going to be a lot of coverage on this one. As you can tell, I've already dug down like 6 inches. If I go any lower, all it's going to do is just hold water in the pipe. Plus, I'm kind of going uphill, so it'll have enough cover. It's not going to have a tremendous amount, but it'll have about 10 inches when it's all said and done. Alright, let me get some dirt, cover it up. Bam! One driveway crossing, got a load of ABC coming, ABC stone, put over that, build a base, and then I'm going to get a 20 tons of number 4 stone and make a construction entrance over that. Already spread 20 tons down there and put half of it here and half of it down there. That'll kind of help clean truck tires before entering the road. That way we don't track any mud out into the road. Let me go get the dozer and spread that out real quick. So just got the load of stone dumped. It does help on the camera if you hit record. This is a good grading bucket. I mean, this is the first time I've ever actually graded with it. It grades so smooth. I mean, look how flat it is. Other than my little bit of windrow just for dragging it down. They got a good design, the way that is. position right in. Let's knock some trees down. Taking that group down, those two, those three, and probably a couple more down there. So they're kind of, it's an old field line, and the trees always grow real tight along those field lines. So I'm going to use the stumper here. See if I can't get these broke up. The other day I took these down, it was pouring down rain. I think I got those in the video. Everything blends together. But it was rain. It ended up raining like 4 inches. That night I was trying to burn that. Because of those trees. Look at that. How cool is that? I can sneak right in between there and try to rip these roots out. I gotta be careful not to knock them boughs off my stick right there. Cool. It cannot go that way. That guy is not happy about progress. So nothing needs to be dropped on his property. Both of those now. See if I can get all these knocked down and then cut them all up at once. That little gum tree should fall over with that pine tree. They're kind of all grown together. That is a 3-in-1 multi-tool. You can stay over there. Alright, now I don't know what's going to happen with these. I should probably try to drop that poplar tree up there first, because it's got shallow roots. Oh, it's 5-in-1. coverage works. How does a poplar tree grow into a wad of gum trees is the question. Let's move these down a little bit, get a little more room to worky work. Let's just see what happens. Alright, that's gonna split apart. I don't like that at all. Alright, that's gonna go right there. Now come back. Come back. Gotta get back this way. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna actually pull it back down towards me. Here we go. Timber. I'm just going to get this over here out of my way of everything. Doesn't that look like a skull laying right there? Hopefully it's a deteriorated cup. Not on my job site. Property line's right there. I ain't seen nothing. That leads me to another thing. There's no telling what I've dug up in my life that I never saw. You know you've dug up somebody dead. There's too many people buried not to dig somebody up. It had to have happened. They are, stay put. I need to dig that up so that will quit causing resistance. I'll swing over. So everything is dried off a little bit. I'm going to come down here with the dozer. I scratched some of this, but there's still a lot of rock in there. Push a little topsoil across the dam. As you can tell, I graded the front face out and finished covering up the overflow pipe that I put in Sunday evening. And I'm going to try to get all this dressed up because they're calling for more thunderstorms tomorrow. That way this can be seeded and strawed. has its ups and downs. And ups. And guess what? It's downs. So, getting the slope tracked in. I got my topsoil spread about. Now I'm just tracking it in so that everything's kind of packed in here. And hopefully it won't come a lot of rain. They can get some seed and straw on this and keep it from washing. I'm just glad that I was able to get over here and have enough time to get this done before it rains again. Well, that's it. Got everything rough graded out. I swear, the more I bladed, the more rocks I kept digging up. It's like everywhere you make a pass, you just bounce over a boulder. But anyways, got this rough graded out and the topsoil put on the pond dam. Let's walk down here and look real quick. I'll leave here in a second. But I took everything else and just kind of pushed it and spread it off down there over the edge back there. So we got a nice wide pond dam now, safe to drive across. All that graded out. It's hard to believe that's where those burn pits were. Got the front edge graded out and the backside tracked in. Still kind of wet, but I was able to get it spread out. I wanted to go ahead and do it in case it rained again. Well, in fact, it is going to rain tomorrow. So it is tracked in and hopefully it won't rain too much. And they're coming, let's see, today's Tuesday, Friday, to seed and straw all this. New overflow down there. There's the standpipe. So nice and close to the bank, so if there's any trash on it, you can reach right out there with a rake and clean it off. So here everything is, and a little spillway on this end of the dam. So if it ever comes a hurricane that can't handle the flow, when that's all it can do, it'll flow around, and I graded a little channel off into the woods so that'll keep the water from running behind the pond dam and eroding the backside out. That's going to be a nice house lot, I think. House is going to sit up there just beside where those boulders are beside the excavator and overlook the pond. I got to take the old boathouse down. The water, I've actually raised the pond up about 18 inches higher than it was, so it's going to flood that out. But it's going to give it a nice full look. Probably picking it up by hand. That way it didn't have a big 500-pound hunk of wadded up metal and wood. by hand very easily. Tore it down? Probably so. Get all these posts out? Probably no. I still find it hard to believe those cedar posts have probably been in here for at least 50 years. Look how much smaller they are. See where the bigger end was submerged in the ground, where it didn't rot because it was underwater. Sapwood rotted off. I better get that plank right there before it floats off and I can't reach it. I'm back. They put these things in with, because you can tell it. I got the yak and I couldn't tell how much pressure I was putting on it. Or that one. I'm gonna get it this time though. I got it that time and smashed it in the mud. Tell they got points cut on them where they were hammered down or pushed down with something. This thumb design so good, you can do stuff like this very easily. It's a great design, you should buy one. I'm a great salesman. No, I really do like that design. Especially with the two offset tines on the side, you can grab posts and stuff like this because you can still see them. You know, if you had a thumb that went all the way across, you wouldn't be able to see it, and you would do that pretty much every time. Come back here. Oh, we lost that one. Get this mess taken up there and all this trash cleaned up now, and I'll get a video when it's all done. Come back and get those two. And no more boathouse. Got everything cleaned up, all the posts pulled out of the water, and they're coming to seed and straw today, so I took about 5 minutes and splashed some water on the boom where I was clearing the other night. or stacking up the fire and flung some mud all over the boom. I got that wiped off. And there is all the trash. I got everything broke up where you can probably pretty much easily load it out and haul it off, put it in a dumpster, do whatever. But there it is. I'm gonna go fuel up, go work on the house lots. They're gonna shake all that by hand. They're going to be busy today. I'm gonna go knock some trees down. So the other day when I was here putting in the driveways, I cleared this tree line to get some more stuff knocked down, let it dry out a little bit so I can burn it today. I took down the big row of trees because the side of the house is somewhere like right in here, and we didn't want all these big trees overhanging it. So all that's left to do now was pretty much go down here. I'm going to go down to about that tree right there and clear back that, because that will be the septic field. Knock some trees down. Alright, time to get the fire pile restacked. Should get it back burning. I'm sure there's some hot embers in there somewhere. I've got everything cleared on the lot and surrounded the pile with the stuff that needs burnt. So all I gotta do is run around here and stack it on there as it burns down. So I'm gonna take this pile apart, restack it, and hopefully it'll start back burning. So I got my smaller stuff separated out so I can put that on there first, and a pile of bigger stuff. So I rake the ashes around. It's starting to smoke a little bit. I don't know if it's still hot enough in there or not. I see a little flame over there. Might be able to set some of this dry brush over there and it catch on. Maybe. We'll see. That didn't take long. I literally put the camera in the camera case and grabbed that pile of brush and set on there. It's already smoking pretty good, so I think it's going to catch on fire. And the wind is not blowing towards the direction of the lady that calls the cops. So maybe that won't happen today. I got me a burn permit. I got another burn permit. I had one both times I was called on before. But I think the way it works is if they are called, they have to respond regardless. So that's why they didn't send the whole cavalry. So it looks like that's going to smoke pretty good. Hopefully it'll clear up here and not cause too much attention. out and put whatever you want there on it. Up and maybe it'll quit smoking so bad. It's actually got a fairly clean burn now. Fire's gotten pretty hot. You can see it kind of. Let me get a little closer. It's got a real nice hot spot in there. I threw some logs up right there to keep a nice little tunnel, but it's burning real good in there and not really smoking too much, so that's a good sign. So I'll just keep adding to it here and there and letting that burn down. I put everything that was over there on the pile already, and I'm working down on this right here, so everything goes as planned. I should get this burn up tonight and in the morning. Fires burn good when you don't get 4 inches of rain while you're trying to burn. It's a miracle what waiting a week does, even though I knocked down all that today. Not even smoking hardly. That's a good hot fire there. I'm gonna let it burn down, and I'll come back here in a couple hours tonight, stoke it up real good, because that's pretty much all that's left to do out here. So I don't want to have to sit out here and watch it burn tomorrow. So I'll let that burn down. I'll come back probably 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, stoke it up, let it burn. And then tomorrow all I got to do is clean up the ashes and grade this lot off. This project will be done. No complaints today. Look at that, just a nice orange glow. Let's go stoke it up. Burning pretty good now. Let's see what it looks like without lights. About the same. It'll really get burning here in probably about 10 minutes. Once I leave it alone, I got everything that was around the edge up there on it, so it should burn down good tonight. If not, I would have came here in the morning and had that much more to burn, so all that should burn down tonight, and I'll have probably a dump truck load of stuff to round up and finish off in the morning. Nighty night, fire. I'll see you in the morning. I want you to be gone. And that's why I came back out here last night and stacked it up, because I knew it would burn down to about nothing but a few stumps and a few sticks around the outside. So I'm going to go around here and pull out the stumps, knock the dirt off them, let them burn down a little bit more, and start cleaning up all this mess right here. So went around there and picked up all the big stuff that hadn't burnt. Now I'm just trying to break through the ashes and pull out the logs and stuff that get smothered in the coals and don't burn all the way. It's pulled out and on the fire, and that's just, I don't want to bury all that stuff. I don't mind burying the ashes, but I don't want to bury grapplefuls of wood that'll burn up here in just a few minutes. The stuff is pretty much like charcoal now. It's been sitting in those ashes and just kind of charred, so it's dried out real good. Now it just needs a little oxygen to it, so it'll burn on up. Making sure. Ooh, windshield's getting a little hot. Let's back away for a little bit. I'm not interested in breaking my windshield this morning. I'll let it cool off and I'll be back. I wonder if I should get my drone out and fly up there and visit him. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Well, there's not much left now. It's been burning down pretty good. I'm gonna hop on the dozer and start pushing some of this stuff off and just kind of waste it down there by the tree line and fill that in a little bit down there and get these lots graded off. And that's a wrap. Time to clean some tracks off. Got everything rough graded out. Still pretty wet and mushy, but I got it all graded out and pushed down there into the bottom. Time to go shovel some of this gooey mud off everything and call it a day. So here is the house lot and pond site all done. They were able to get all the seed and straw put out this morning. If you remember, all this was trees from the edge of this field all the way down to the pond. You couldn't even tell that there was a pond back there. I piled the rocks up right here. The owner wants them, but he'll probably use them for the landscaping. But the house is going to sit right here and overlook the pond, so it's going to be a real nice backyard, I think. They got the big boulder over here. I'll walk over here and look at this real quick. But I cleared all the trees out. I just kind of got everything rough graded out. He's seeding and straw in it just to hold everything. You can probably run a bush hog over here, and by the time the grass comes up and you chop these roots off, you won't notice them. But here was that giant boulder that I had. I'll probably come in here and clean this off and move those rocks, and it'll be a nice little boulder sticking out of the hillside overlooking the pond. So I was able to get the boathouse out this morning. It's piled up there, and everything is good to go. It turned out nice getting all that cleaned up. all those trees and junk removed, and clearing the pond dam off, getting it rebuilt, raised it up. It's a little bit higher on this end, but I had to tie it back into this hill. I didn't want it to stay nice and level and have a weird jump down or step down right there, so I just kind of tied it all in nice and even, or a good even little slope all the way down to the spillway. But it looks like the water's got to come up about another 18-20 inches, maybe 2 feet. It's kind of deceiving, but it's going to give it a nice full look. The water will probably be about right there where that stick is, maybe a little bit farther down. That's about the highest edge of the dam. But I come in here and I cleared off all the trees. We hauled all that dirt down here and widened the pond dam. If you remember, it was all the muskrats and beavers had gotten here and just destroyed the edge of this pond dam. So I was able to get in here and get it wider. So now you can drive across it, and added a nice slope to it. So you could honestly go up and down that with a tractor if you're brave enough to keep that mowed and maintained. But yeah, it's turned out nice. There is the overflow. Just need a little more rain. We don't need the 4-inch rain though. It'd be nice to get some little showers and let this grass get established before it comes a big downpour. About 2 weeks of like some little showers, the grass seed will come up and kind of hold it, but it's only come up about 1 inch since I plugged that last Sunday, so it's been 5 days. So that's still pretty good. And actually it's come up a little bit more than that. It's about even now. Well, there it is. I think it's going to be a nice house lot overlooking the pond.